Good morning. How's everybody? Just give me a minute. Trying to see if I can get myself here going. I hope that everybody's had a great weekend, that you've enjoyed yourself, relaxed a little bit. Hey, how are you? Doing well? Just relaxing a little bit. Hey, get it moving. Get that blood moving in you just for a little bit. Those of you who are still trying to get it moving, y'all know what to do. Stretch, okay? Dust off that sleepiness. It's Monday morning. For some of you, you're having to get up and go to work. Some of us, it's a day off because it's a holiday. Really hope that you guys are doing well. We're going to get this thing started, all right? So hello everybody, how are you doing? My name is Lia Abney. I'm an author and speaker of Lia Abney LLC that offers life and business coaching to help you achieve your goals. So I hope that you guys are doing well. Hey. Hope that you guys are doing really well. Y'all know how I start off the top of the show. Those of you who are joining us this morning, you're at the right place. This is the Keep It Moving Monday morning motivations, just to get you moving through your week. A little something, a little something, get you moving through your week. So I'm glad that you guys are here with me on today. And y'all know what I do. I like to know how y'all weekend was. So how was your weekend? My weekend was okay. It was okay. Y'all know that last week I kind of pre-recorded because I took a little trip, which was really good. Those of you don't know me, I do indulge in a little bit of football. So had to take that time off, My teams weren't playing, but, still took that time, went away and kind of enjoyed that. I hope that you all were enjoying yourselves this past weekend. Was at the beach, so I got to enjoy the water, which I absolutely enjoy. It was just a time for me to relax. And you guys, I always say, take care of yourselves. Please, please, please take care of yourself. There's only one of you, and you are dearly needed in this earth. So if you don't know that, whatever's on the inside of you, I always say it's for somebody else, for you to give, whether it's your family, whether it's your community, whether it's somebody on your job, a loved one. Something on the inside of you is needed for somebody else. So what am I rocking today? So today I'm rocking a little bit of main character. I am that which is from Mrs. Kev on Stage. If you don't know her, her name is Miss Melissa Fredericks. I do believe in supporting our own community, our small Black businesses, women-owned businesses. I am very huge advocate of that. So that's what I'm wearing on today. And I have these cute little earrings. And you guys, it just slipped my mind who I'm wearing. But they're cute. I'll try and wear them again and I will give you the name. I promise. I thought these were a little cute, so I just threw these on. And of course, on this morning, because I am in this, I am good at, again, taking care of yourself, right? It's not the topic of today, but it's what I want to start with. So drinking a little agua, a little water, make sure I'm getting my water in me. And after we go live, I'm going to be heading to the gym to take care of my body. And guys, I can't begin to tell you how important that is, just to get yourself moving, taking care of yourself, getting ready to head into Women's History Month. So it's very, very important. And I'm just going to throw this out there. If you haven't gotten your Well Women checkups, go ahead and do that. Those of you who are like, you know what, Leah, my mind is not there where I can do the things that I'm wanting to do. Please I encourage you to talk to somebody. Um, book yourself see a mental health person, counselor that can help you kind of sort those thoughts out. And for me, I know one of the things that helped me is definitely having somebody to talk to. But at the same time, you guys, I love journaling. So just journaling, taking down some notes here and there. And so, you guys, I'm just going to throw this up there. So those of you who know me for the first time, you definitely could follow me on Lia Abney LLC on all social media platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn. Just search for Lia Abney. You'll find me. As well as Facebook and on Twitter. Not on Twitter too much, but it's out there. When I think about it, I post something there. But you can follow me on there too. But I do want to tell you that, this year, one of the things that God had placed on my mind, I had the privilege of this particular book right here. This book right here. So I had the privilege of co-authoring this book, which is Borderline Fine, which focuses on how to find time to do it all for women by women. And so there are other women in here who share their stories, and I do want to thank, on the back you can see that young lady at the top. I want to thank her. Which is Gail Lee Gardner, because she was the visionary for this particular book. You can find it on my website, and I'll give you the website a little bit later. And it really just, literally this morning, I was reading through my own chapter, but there are a lot of other chapters that are on there, in here, in this book, that can help you, if you suffer from Superwoman syndrome. There's a young lady in here that talks about that as well. So you guys, we have a great show that's going to be going on this morning. I want y'all to stay tuned with me. And again, I hope that you had a very good weekend. And guess what? You know what we're going to do. We will be right back. So you guys stay tuned for today's topic.
Black G.
Hey, good morning. Good morning to everybody. My name is Lia Abney. I'm an author and speaker. I'm also a life and business coach for Lia Abney LLC. I want to thank you guys for joining me on today. I hope that you are doing very well. Those of you who don't know me, if you want to learn more about what I do, please visit my website at liaabneyllc.biz. That is also where you can find Borderline Fine. Okay, Borderline Fine. You can find that book, as well as some of my other books that I have written, to include journals to kind of help you achieve your goals. And that's one of the things that, I do as a life and business coach. I have over 27 years experience as a strategic planner, and I've taken some of that experience along with some just people always coming to me saying, "Hey, Lia, how do you do it all?" And that's what this book talks about. The Borderline Fine talks about, doing it all. How do you find the time to do it all? And so that's what I've been talking about. As I came back from after a short sabbatical, I was like, God, what am I going to do? Am I still doing this? And he says, Leah, you need to get back out there, because I have purposed you to just encourage people to walk in their truth, walk in their purpose. And so that's my goal. That is one of the things that I am very adamant and very passionate about, is just helping other people, because I know there's so many giftings. There's so many wonderful people in this earth that it's a shame for people like myself or other people that needs what's on the inside of you. So I want to help you pull that out of you, and then put that in a way where you can walk that out by ensuring that you're able to connect, communicate, and commit to the process. So I call that the 3 C's of action. So there's more on that on my website, and you can visit that. And again, please, 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 the thing is that I want you to share this. Please share, like, follow. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am not trying to it's nice to have followers. I'm not going to say that. It's nice to have the following, but I just want the message to get out there. I really want people to benefit from what it is that I'm sharing. This message is going to be for some people, and it's not going to be for everybody, and I'm okay with that. I absolutely am. But prayerfully, you'll know somebody that's like, you know what? They're always feeling like they're stuck. They're always feeling like nothing happens their way. Well, maybe some of this information that I'm sharing with you will be beneficial to you. And so I thank you. So again, subscribe, like, and follow. Thank you so much. So you guys, one of the things, like I said, I'm talking about having just a balanced life, that borderline fine. You want to be borderline fine, right? You want to be okay. But you want to be more than okay. Okay. You want to be more than okay as you're achieving your goals. And so I've talked about at the beginning of the year, I talk about what it means to have a balanced life. I also talk about in that how we are creating boundaries, right? But one of the other things when you are trying to achieve your goal, and all this ties into being successful and achieving your goals, because we know how it is at the beginning of the year, we're setting all of these great ideas. I'm going to lose this much weight. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Like even today, you guys, look, today's a day off for me. And I am literally, I said, you know what? How am I going to manage this? Because I know I got the live. I know I want to work out. And guys, I've done really good because I started last week going to the gym, and I want to maintain that. You remember I talked about the 3 C's, right? I want to be committed. And I also want to talk to myself using language that's going to encourage me to keep going, not to give up at the sign of soreness, at the sign of being tired, at the sign of the weather not working right, at the sign of other things coming into play, your schedule changes. How then do I still talk to myself, say, hey, Lia, your health is important. You need to get up. You need to get yourself going. And you need to schedule some time in to exercise, to get out there and move your body, because I'm not getting any younger, guys. I just turned 56. So I'm looking forward to be 57, 58, and on. But in order for that to happen, I have to take care of this physical body so that I can continue to do the work that God has put on inside of me to encourage you. And so how do I do that? Well, one of the things is I have to ensure that I have a balanced life, that I'm balancing this life out so that I accomplish the goals and I can have the right mindset to keep it moving. Okay. And y'all know that's my motto, hashtag keep it moving. And I know some people is like, excuse me. When they see it, they're like, okay, I'm gonna keep it moving. No, I want you to keep it moving towards your goals. I want you to keep it moving in your purpose. I want you to keep it moving in your life. I want you to keep it moving in your relationships in a positive way. And now hear me, when things aren't working for you, then you keep it moving. Absolutely, you keep it moving. You don't have to become a punching bag of words, of attitudes. You don't have to be a punching bag to other people's attitudes and behaviors. You don't have to be that. And I don't want you to be that. Okay. Neither does God. So one of the things, and this is our topic for today, is the topic for today is a balanced life and keys to a harmonious living. And so again, one of the things I talk about when I started at the beginning of the year, I talked about a balanced life. I talked also about the last few sessions, I talked about creating boundaries, being able to say no, knowing your limits, right? But today, one of the things I want to talk about, which is another key element, because, relationships play a part of that, right? Relationships play a part on whether or not you're going to be able to accomplish your goals. Who are you connected to? Who are those who are taking up your time that prevents you from accomplishing your goals and having a harmonious life? Are you entertaining drama all the time? Come on now. Are you entertaining drama all the time? Do you find yourself being a drama magnet, excuse me, a drama magnet because of the fact that you're allowing certain behaviors to be the norm in your life? So people think that they can bring that type of behavior, they can bring that type of drama into your life, therefore creating your life to be unbalanced. And what happens when that occurs? What happens is you're going to find yourself you're going to find yourself physically unable to do some things because you may be having headaches, you may be stressed, you may have depression, all these things. That's why it's so important for those of you that find themselves in that you find somebody to talk to, you find a counselor, you get some therapy. Okay, I'm a big advocate of that. I suggest it. Okay, I am not a counselor. I'm gonna say that up at the top. I am not a counselor. I am not a counselor. So again, the title for today is A Balanced Life, Keys to a Harmonious Living. And so the scripture is kind of long. I really thought about it and I was like, okay, what could resonate to those who are listening to say, hey, look, I really want to create a harmonious life. And I'm speaking to you. Those who feel that their life is so unbalanced that they're just not happy. You can't find the joy even in the smallest things. So I'm speaking to you, and I hope that this scripture speaks to you. Romans 12, 16 through 18, starting with verse 16 says, live in harmony with one another. Do not proud, but be willing to associate with people of low positions. Do not be conceited. And I want to tell you, this right here really speaks to me because it reminds me that I need to have a variety of people in my life. And I don't think myself so highly of other people that I cannot even talk to people who God has put in my path because I think that they don't have nothing to offer to me. The reason why I say this is because if you look at the woman at the well, and literally this, as I was reading this part of the scripture, this is what came into my mind. The woman at the well. Now imagine if Jesus thought that he was more higher than her, that he couldn't even speak to her where she could not be of use. Not only did he speak into her life and speak truth into her life, but he was also able to use her as a vessel where she turned around and told everybody about who Jesus was. Oh my God. Imagine that. So it became a two-way interaction. Oh God. It became a two-way interaction between Jesus and the woman at the well. So not only did she receive validation of who her true identity was, but also at the same time, Jesus was able to perform the ministry that he was destined to perform. So imagine this. Somebody comes into your life. You think you're more higher than they are, but all they try to do is do what they are destined to do. Look, I was so excited about this because I'm like, God, bring those people in my life because I never know who that person is going to be. They could be something that you need. As I'm growing Lia Abney LLC, if I find myself higher than them and I don't want to cultivate a relationship with them to bring harmonious where I'm like not trying to handle everything myself, right? And then I'm just using this as an example. And I'm trying to handle everything. I'm a one-man show. I'm one woman show, y'all. I'm a one-woman show. I think I'm so higher than everybody else. I'll miss that opportunity. I'll miss that opportunity that God has brought to me because not only is he bringing skill sets to me that's going to help me grow my business, but at the same time, I'm going to be able to pass the mantle share some resources, share some information to help them grow and walk in their purpose. And I understand that sometimes those relationships and building a harmonious living, that they're only for a season. So knowing when to let those go, that's a nugget right there. Knowing when to let those go, okay, you guys, because that's not even in my notes. But that's a nugget right there. I'm throwing that out there. So let's go on to verse number 2, you guys. Let's go to the second half of the verse of the passage, okay? So Romans 12:16-18, going down to the next verse, it says, be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. So again, know when to let them go, because you don't have to build contention by trying to keep them on longer than they need to. Or, for again, sometimes you have assignments, right? He's like, well, Leah, what happened if they were my assignment? Well, have you listened to God on what look? Thank you, Holy Ghost. Look, if there is tension that's starting to build in that assignment, perhaps you stayed in that assignment a little bit too long. Just saying. Perhaps you stayed in that assignment a little bit too long. And you're like, no, that's my assignment. Well, go to God and have the conversation and see what he tells you. Let him be the deciding factor. Let him just tell you whether or not you've been in that assignment too long. And you're like, well, I'm not a marriage counselor. Go talk to a marriage counselor. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But recognize the signs, and then be able to address them appropriately. And key thing is always communication, guys. Always communicate in whatever it is. So let's start at the top, and we're going to run this scripture all the way through. Okay, so Romans 12:16-18 says, live in harmony with one another. You don't want to cause contention. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. Don't be so high of yourself where you feel that you can't build relationships and connect with people just because you think you're at a higher status. Achieve more success than the other person. You can learn from anybody. And I'm always at that point where I'm like, you know what? I just want to learn. What can you teach me? And so I'm willing to do that. Even now with learning how to do the social media and streaming and all the different tools and AI and stuff. Look, I'm going to people who know this stuff. Even though I've been in this for a while, it's like I'm adding tools to my tool kit. Okay. And so that's one of the things that I benefit from. So the second half of the verse says Romans 12:16-18, be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. You don't want to take advantage of them. You want to give credit where it's due. That's verse 17. 18 is, if it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. So you do want to leave those relationships intact. You don't want to stay longer than you need to. So here are 4 keys to harmonious living. And I'm going to run through these so that I'm not keeping you guys long. Okay. And again, I want to thank everybody who is joining me. Please, not to beg, but not to be begging. I do thank all of those. Please be okay to subscribe to my YouTube if you're looking for other episodes of the Keep It Moving Motivations. Okay, so thank you so much for that. So again, 4 keys to harmonious living. The first key is being self-aware, being mindful of your thoughts and feelings and how they affect your behavior. One of the things that I'm always being reminded of as I'm walking things out and I'm doing things, and you guys, I'm not 100% all the time. I mean, sometimes people just like rub me the wrong way, and I am willing to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to them. Okay, fill it in how you want to. And I am. But one of the things that I'm always constantly reminded is that I would hear, on the inside of me, Leah, like, they're not going to be charged on how they treat you. You're going to be charged on how you treat them. And so sometimes I have to repent. I'll be honest. Sometimes I don't get it right all the time. Hey, look, pray for me. I still, God's still working on me. God's still working on me. But I try to leave things in such a way that I can always go back and apologize. And you're like, well, I apologize for nothing. If that's the way, am I apologizing for everything? No, I'm not even going to tell you that. But I do apologize if I know I intentionally hurt somebody's feelings, and that was at the heated time that I did that. I will go back and apologize. And you're like, well, Leah, that lacks maturity. No, I'm just angry. It's not because I'm not mature, and I'm not going to tell you that you're not mature. Okay, I understand. You're just angry. Period. It doesn't make it right, though. Again, we're charged. And I always heard this, and I heard this actually, I think last week on my job. You don't want to burn any bridges. It's all about the relationships. It is. It's all about the relationships. But what are you putting into that relationship? Okay. And if on the other end of the relationship of what you're receiving is not conducive to how you're feeling, then it's okay to let that relationship go, to set those boundaries and let it go. Okay. So again, self-awareness, being mindful of your thoughts and feelings and how they affect your behavior. So again, one of the things that I'm always constantly doing is not I'm always self-talking, but I'm making sure that I am thinking thoughts that is going to grow me, that's going to move me in a way that I want to go, and sets a precedence of how my day is going to go, how my week is going to go. If I'm waking up in the morning, and even though I may be struggling on relationships on my job, but if I'm like, you know what, I am intentionally going to not let other people's behaviors impact my behavior. Therefore, I've set a precedence for my week where I want joy to be there. That's what I'm going to think of more. That's the language I'm going to speak. Okay. So, number 2, self-care, taking time and effort to nurture yourself and your relationships. Again, I spoke a lot about that at the top of the show, right? Taking time for yourself, wherever that looks like for you. For me, it required me, I went away, foster some relationship, spend some time with myself, enjoyed the ocean. I just enjoyed myself. I just really, really enjoyed myself. So that was one of the things, and I'm not going to spend too much time on that because I'm always speaking on this, on self-care, taking the time and effort to nurture yourself and your relationships. And those relationships can be near or far. Okay, we have so much technology where we can stay connected with each other, where you can nurture those relationships and you can foster new relationships. I know in this day and age, that's one of the things that I'm believing in God. I'm like, God, I really want to foster some real relationships. I have a small circle. My circle is great. I love my inner circle, my small circle. But there was some outer circles I want to build that would help me in the area of community engagement. So those are the areas. My smaller circle, I love my smaller circle. For some of us, your circle may be big. Mine's too deep. Okay, and that fits me. That fits me. Whatever that looks like, your inner circle and your outer circle are going to be totally different. Your inner circle are those that are really, really close to you. Those are the ones you'll call in a time of need. If you need prayer, if you need this, or if you something that's close to you. That's your inner circle. Your outer circle are going to be those that you have those relationships. You want to strengthen those as well, but they're not going to be so close in. Okay. And it's okay to have those two different pockets of people so that you can manage and balance that out. Okay. And you have to know which ones to cultivate and which ones that you have to let go. Is there a time when you'll let go some of those inner circle people? Absolutely. Because guess what? Things change. Distance could cause that to change. And if it's a really strong relationship, that relationship will maintain even in distance. Okay. One of my 2 moved to another state, and I thank God because it's something that she desired. But guess what? We are still connected. We are still connected. And so we have fostered and we have cultivated that relationship. So number 3, mindfulness, being present in the moment and living with intention. Y'all, look, live with intention. And sometimes, and this is the thing, each of our environments are different. Excuse me. Each of our environments are totally different from each other, and I absolutely get that. Being able to live in the moment and live with intention is about what it is you are determined to do, what it is that you are willing to do to create a balanced life. Okay. So, and then enjoying those moments. So, those moments where there's nothing going on. If you're somebody that's like, I've been trying to pursue my degree, I've been trying to do this, I've been trying to do that, enjoy the moments that do exist. They may be small for you behind. Let me tell you. So I told you I started working out again just last week, like literally last week on Wednesday, you guys. I went and weighed myself today. Now, mind you, I went to the doctors maybe a week ago because I had to do a follow-up. For those of you who don't know, I was diagnosed with cancer, and that's another story. I'll get to that one day this year, I promise you. I don't know when. I'm waiting for God to tell me to go through the whole story. And so I still had to do some follow-ups. And I went to my doctor, and in that moment, she was telling me some things, and I was like, okay. But she gave me some good news in the midst of that. And I lived in that moment. I intentionally was present in that moment that she gave me that good news. But mind you, at that time when she weighed me, I was weighing, I don't mind telling y'all, I was weighing some pounds, okay? I was weighing some pounds, about 188. But this is the thing. I got on the scale today, you guys, and I lost 3 pounds. And you guys, I'm like, okay, I'm living in the moment of these 3 pounds. My goal is to lose about 50 pounds. But I'm like, I am living in the 3 pounds right now. I'm like, success. Now, I'm not going to go overboard today. I'll make sure I'm mindful. But I'm living in the moment. I'm living in that moment, but I'm living intentionally by making sure that I achieve the goal of the 50 pounds. So I'm going to do that intentionally. So I'm intentionally making sure I'm drinking enough water. I'm intentionally making sure that I'm eating fresh vegetables by going to the market on a weekend, which I did this past weekend. I'm intentionally making sure that I am moving my body. So that means going to the gym, not only doing weights, but also not only doing this treadmill, but I'm incorporating some weights as well. So I'm intentionally doing all of that. So creating a harmonious life means having self-awareness, being self-aware of your own behaviors and your own emotions. Also, which was number 1. Number 2 was self-care, taking care and effort to nurture yourself and your relationships, bringing that balance so you're reducing stress, reducing depression in your life. And the other part is mindfulness, just being mindful, being in a moment when things small milestones are accomplished, living intentionally to get things done that you desire to see happen in your life. Number 4 is definitely very, very important. It's self-love. Love yourself. Learning to accept yourself unconditionally, regardless of what that is. We all have different identities. We all have different personalities. And guess what? Every one of our personalities is special, okay? And unique. And so being able to explore who you are and what you are. So even for me, I'm like, okay, I understand there's certain foods I like, there's certain things I like to read, there's certain music I like to listen to, okay? There's just clothes I like to wear. So I am no longer going to be hiding in feeling like I can't be myself just because, I may be a little bit too much for other people. That's fine. That's absolutely okay. And it's fine. So I am going to, self-love myself. So that means I may paint my own nails, because I don't like getting my nails done, but I do my own nails. Even being naturally bald, it's like, okay, I can still love myself without hair. Okay, I can still love myself without hair. So love on yourself by learning to accept yourself unconditionally. You guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me on today. For the Keep It Moving Monday morning motivations. I hope that what I have shared on with you today has motivated you to hashtag keep it moving. And you guys, I hope that you stay tuned for next Monday's episode.
Are you connected to the right resources to grow and achieve your goals in your personal life or for your business? Let Lia Abney LLC Consulting Services help you connect, communicate, and commit to the building process of growing your business to the next level. A veteran with over 20 years of managing multi-million-dollar projects, Lia Abney, owner, author, and motivational speaker, has keen insight and knowledge in the value of collaboration and strategy planning to keep you moving to the next level in building a legacy. Visit her website at www.liaabneyllc.biz. That's www.liaabneyllc.biz for more information.